welcome to another Monday edition. It's Wake Up Nigeria.
Absolutely. Now, we suspect that your first weekend in February was filled with food, family, and plenty of fun,
definitely.
the best Fs, and that you guys are also... Oh, there was football.
I thought you were... Well, hey, you're
That's why I have you here as my host. Thank you very much. So, welcome to another brand new week, the first full week for February.
It is, and it's back to the grind.
Yes, indeed.
Back to the drawing board. We like to, make sure we help you set things off the right way. Thanks for tuning in early to another Monday installment of the show.
Absolutely. And hey, they say the secret is to actually set your, the secret to setting your Monday right is to make sure that you are taking on tasks just as they come. Yeah. Never putting off duties till another time, because hey, there's no best time. Yeah. And here's hoping that we are going to help you with that resolve for today. That's because that's what we do here.
So no procrastination, anyone. None of that anymore this year, and taking tasks head on is going to ensure that you're not waiting for a better time to get stuff done, and that's what we're going to be doing right now, because the time indeed is now.
Yes, indeed. And the best time to say hello to our Winfried Agbeleshe is right now. Hey, Winfried.
As hour.
But you are ours.
Good morning, guys. How you guys doing? It's a beautiful start of the week. It's a Monday.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Our princess of Wake Up Nigeria. There's the hour again. In any case, hey, let's embrace the week together as we share all good stuff here, exciting moments and great content that we have put together all just for you for a Monday.
So every single day is worth celebrating. A lot of people are celebrating abroad now. Well, when it comes to the
they're
Grammys,
celebrating abroad. Yeah,
Grammys.
we will talk about that.
Yeah,
what were your expectations? Were they dashed?
But the weekend started well with football.
It did. Absolutely. That too we will touch on. Now you guys want to remember, since it's Wake Up Nigeria, we like you guys to be as enthusiastic as we are. That's why we'll be giving you all the little details about how you could be a part of the show right here today. Don't forget to let us know how you guys are doing by using our hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC across all our social media platforms. That will be X, Instagram, Threads and all of that. Yeah, there's plenty. And how can they see us, please?
The hashtag is Wake Up Nigeria on TVC. The Instagram handle for all our behind the scenes is Wake Up Nigeria TVCE. And of course, all of that and much more at TVC Entertainment _.
Thank you very much for seeing us on GOTV channel 16, and of course UHF 49 is 121 for StarTimes. We are saying thank you for making sure we are the first faces that you see for a Monday. We're going to make sure that we give you all the best, everything you need, and don't forget we're live on YouTube right now. Make sure you have the notification bell rung so you can get all the content as we put it on there for you. And of course the other option is to go live on X, where we're live right now.
So, yeah, all this we're telling you because we don't want you to miss a thing. Speaking of what we're having today, it is Monday.
Joining us for a performance will be Don P. Odion Peters, by the way. Started playing music from when he was quite young. He played with spoons and drums. And today he's become a force to reckon with when it comes to music. He'll be performing with us here on Wake Up Nigeria. And then for motivation, we will be joined by Fola Daniels Adelisi, CEO at Edible Plan Training and also Development Limited. He is an international keynote speaker, training facilitator, and also communications professional. He's got a very highly engaging style when it comes to audiences. Keeps them spellbound is what we hear. So, hey, join us for the, session with him.
And wrapping things up inside our SME segment, Tayo Kimberly Adejumo has taken the world of property development by storm. Property management and premium realty on another level. And, she's going to be sharing her experiences with us very, very soon.
And you're welcome for a Monday edition. Welcome, ladies. Let's first start like so. Before asking, how was your weekend, Winfrey?
It was calm. It was actually cool. I was a bit under the weather last week. So I actually just took some time to rest. Still have a banging headache, though.
Oh, don't worry. You'll be fine. We'll make sure that you're fine.
Yeah.
But all it takes.
You'll make sure? How?
Don't worry. We got our ways. We started the weekend pretty much together, didn't we?
Yeah.
End of Friday.
We were watching, we went to watch the match.
Yeah, Nigeria versus Angola.
Yes. And it was eventful.
It was. It was.
Watching it live at East
Watching it
Porter.
live?
Yeah, we saw
You
it.
were at Cote d'Ivoire?
East Porter. East Porter Suites.
Yes.
So we've been doing that for a while now. We have
You should have joined us. We had this
Should have.
humongous fish we had to, and we finished it.
Yeah,
You and I.
well,
Well, not the other part. The other part is meant to be finished at home. You can't be diving inside head of fish like as if there's reckless abandon.
well, great. It's great company, great energy.
It was fun.
You know,
It was good.
Mariah was there as well.
Yeah.
You know, with her family. So it was really great energy watching the match together, and watching us win was even better.
I can't say what it would have been if we didn't win, but thank goodness that we won. It was good.
It would have been a great
what
loss.
we didn't win at was the Grammys.
Well,
Because that
You
was...
win some, you lose some.
I guess, yeah, but it's just unfortunate because Davido was there early. He brought in his crew. They were arranging chairs.
You'd be there late.
Because they knew that they were going to take. They knew that they was going to take home. They were going to take home a Grammy, and then they didn't. And they made me sweat.
Yeah, he made you sweat.
Well, Make Me Sweat, that was the song of the.
Yeah, she took home. Yeah.
You know, Jay-Z also came out to, you know, essentially call out the Grammys. He got the Dr. Dre award and all that. And he brought Blue Ivy on stage. That girl looks beautiful, by the way. I don't know.
What do you expect, hello?
Anyhow,
She was
but
given
he
birth to
essentially
by a
said,
goddess.
You know what? With all the Grammys Beyonce has won, she's never got Song of the Year. It's Song of the Year, or Album of the Year.
Song
One
of the Year.
Song of the Year. And he essentially called them out, and that's been trending since it happened. And it was just like, okay, if Jay-Z is calling people out, Davido and Brenna should just, you know,
Yeah, calm down.
just calm down. There's still a lot that needs to be done.
But I think it's interesting that an artist can win Album of the Year without winning Song of the Year. Is it an album made up of songs?
I don't know.
Okay, it's possible, Sha.
Album
It's
of the year, that
possible.
means all your songs.
Yeah, all your songs
Yeah,
are good.
exactly.
True, Song of the Year. So, I mean,
I think we'll have plenty of opportunities to touch on these as the show goes on.
Yeah.
There's plenty I want to
Issues with
actually
Grammys,
tell
yeah.
about the Grammys. So we'll talk about that, especially inside of tomorrow's show where we have
entertainment, yeah.
Talk about that plenty, so join us.
Yeah.
There. But for now, let's get Monday edition on the road. And you're welcome. It's time for the news to start off our Monday edition for Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Mazino Appeal. Now we start with the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Agbetokun. He's ordered the reactivation of Police Smart Force database system as part of efforts to digitalize the police force. The Force Pro Muyiwa, Olumuyiwa Adejobi, said the reactivation of the database system will ensure all officers have their details captured to ease administrative bottlenecks, create ease in tracking, posting, and also issue radio frequency identification cards for personnel identification. The Inspector General of Police also ordered immediate commencement of the digitalization process across all commands and formations of the force and charged all officers to enroll for the process. Now, the first Yobe State civilian governor and former Senator Bukka Ibrahim has died while receiving treatment for a protracted illness in Saudi Arabia. Governor of Yobe State, Maimala Buni, who confirmed the death of the former governor, said he would be buried in Saudi Arabia. Governor Buni has further directed all other aspects of the funeral and also condolences to be taken over by the state government to accord Bukka Ibrahim a state burial and honor. President Bola Tinubu has condoled with the people and government of Namibia over the death of President Hage Geingob. Now, in a statement issued by the Special Advisor on Media and Publicity, Ajuri Ngelele, President Tinubu described the president as a veteran of the struggle for democracy who died at the time that Africa, the African continent, needs more visionary leaders who believe in its common destiny. President Tinubu assured the public that his thoughts and also prayers and those of Nigerians are with them. The statement read, quote, President Tinubu mourns the painful loss of the veteran in the struggle for democracy, proponent of good governance, and also advocate of economic, social, and political solidarity among African people. The president died of cancer at the age of 82. And in foreign news, the United States is planning more retaliatory action in its response to the attack in Jordan, which killed 3 U.S. troops last week. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan says Friday's strike on Iran-backed targets in Iraq and also Syria is just the beginning, and it cannot rule out direct military strikes on Iran itself. The U.S. accused Iran of having its fingerprints on the attack on the U.S. base in Jordan and said the drone was Iranian-made. Houthi officials believe U.S. Raids in Syria, Iraq, and also Yemen will unite people against the American colonial presence in the region. Kicking things up for a Monday. Do stay with us. We've got plenty coming your way. Welcome.
Okay.
Ladies, it's time for What's Up and About, and of course, you guys are welcome as well. I wanted to start with a soliloquy. Let me not call it that. Is that what it's called? Soliloquy?
I'm not sure what you're referring to yet, so just go ahead.
A lamentation of sorts.
A rant.
Yeah, not a rant, But I have a word for cyberbullying, and that's going to be the topic today. There's something about cyberbullying and the anatomy with which it's taking currently. Now, we've all known cyberbullying to be an attack on somebody without you being present there, using the tool of perhaps maybe social media, as has been the case with every instance that you have come across. But then there is a new kind of cyberbullying that seems to be happening. Now, let me land. Let me cook now, Winfrey. There's a new kind of cyberbullying that seems to be happening. Over the weekend, there was this gentleman, Angolan man, who actually came up to beg Nigerians. He actually was pleading with Nigerians. He was saying, please don't do this again. My page has been taken down, and I've only just gotten back on a new one. Only because he went up on social media to express himself, his passion for his country and football. He says, Angola will win. Nigerians came for him, reported his page multiple times, must have been over 1 million, because it got taken down almost immediately. I felt very bad for the gentleman, for the young man. I mean, he was only expressing his passion. He didn't say like as if go and destroy Nigeria or anything.
Can you quote
what
that
he
happened?
Said? What did he say? Please remind me.
No, I'm just saying. Can you quote
do remind me?
No, I can't.
Okay, so let me finish. However, now that is not even the major case. The major case is that I see on social media, especially regarding the Nigeria-Angola match, certain trends that are happening, and these trends have to do with symbols or depictions of the Nigerian eagle roasting the antelopes and all of that. Yeah. It's all fun and games and everything. I enjoy the art of it, but then again, when you look at it critically,
why?
It seems that it would, now this is my personal opinion now, and I might be wrong and I'm open for correction. It would seem that we are setting ourselves against other nationalities when we do this, and do it so blatantly, including corporate organizations. These are my own personal reflections.
Yeah.
Like I said, personal.
So I can't lie. As soon as I saw there is a particular company that went all out in savage, blatantly calling out, the Angolans for being, for losing, obviously. And then there were quite a lot of videos of, eagles carrying antelopes up and down on different corporate bodies were doing this. And I was taken aback by that, because once corporate bodies, organizations start doing that, it sets a precedent for other people to do worse. So that's my opinion as well. I also feel like, yes, they got the views, they got the clicks that they were looking for, but to the detriment of what? It was a little less than dignified, in my opinion.
It wasn't civilized at all.
At all. But the issue is, it got the clicks and likes it was looking for. So that was the goal, that was the idea. And whoever is in charge of that particular handle right now, well done to the person for doing their job right. They're probably going to get a promotion. But
KPI.
But should there be a governing body watching?
Not even governing. I think a sense of responsibility. I don't. Winfrey is not with anything I said from earlier, and I'd like to take her pulse on it.
Coming from Mazzino, right? Mazzino is someone who
I know where she's going.
Of making fun of people. And of course, we've recorded countless times where he's made fun of my ear. Right? Okay. So, and I think in the end of everything, things could turn out two ways. I could hate Mazzino. Right? For that. Or I could literally love his sense of humor, which I actually do. So I think everything, in the end of the day, literally is just based on who the receiver is and how serious you're taking it, right? As much as, yes, I understand the normal aggression towards Nigerians because of the way people say we are, I still don't think we should just take certain things too far. Nigerians will don't we make fun of ourselves?
We do.
Don't we make fun of the situation in our country and how terrible
but not
it is and
every
all
country
of that?
has that culture.
And that is fine.
tolerance.
So should
Tolerance.
we? And that's fine.
Yeah.
So we should reduce who we are because other people cannot literally and not they don't have a big enough heart
All
to
right.
accept.
Let me put it in context.
When they're
African
May I?
cup of
mostly
nations.
on a
Huge.
it's mostly
May I put
on
this in
a
context?
lighter note. That's how I see
Two
it.
instances
Of
here.
course, I'm not for the ones that go. I mean, not too long ago. I mean, we had a country's citizens attack their own players because of how poorly they played.
Exactly.
My point is that it's. Of course, I'm not when it's aggressive. When it's we've seen people fight over football and everything. I'm totally not in support of that. When it's violent, I'm definitely not supportive. But then again, when it's on social media and when with the graphics depictions of eagles and antelopes, I'm totally up for it. Pepper soup.
Two things. Two things here, Winfrey.
I will go
First
for
off,
that.
sports is a religion. We see the tone that it took when they started with even countries attacking their own players and stuff like that. A sense of responsibility is all I'm calling for when it comes to all of these artistic expressions that we have, especially when it's a corporate body. Now, the other thing is this. If you have a mass of people, like, for instance, Mazino, and I call out your ears all the time, and I have 100,000 people, you know, maybe let's call, what does Tasha call her own? Let's call them, let's call them, I don't know what to call Mazimbians. I have 1,000 Mazimbians, and you have what? I'm sure you have a million sleek girls. I mean, what do you call?
Wow, pageant girls.
Pageant girls. Sorry.
Jesus babies.
Jesus babies.
Yeah.
Imagine the effect that I have on my 100,000, and you have on your 1 million. And if they were to meet anywhere, because of our kind of exchange, no matter how humorously expressive they might have been between us, but with them, however, is it the same? That's one thing to consider. So when you have an entire nationality being roasted, and I use that word with all pun intended, being roasted by another nationality, how does that set them against each other? Now, point in case, let's talk about xenophobia in South Africa. Xenophobia in South Africa was not caused because Nigerians were infiltrating their economic system, which they were. However, that helps for the better good of everybody. If I have you guys bring in plenty of commerce here, I can also perhaps take advantage of the crowd that it brings and make more money. However, that instance was caused by plenty of the, what do you call it now? These are not anecdotes that Nigerians come with. Nigerian men especially. Nigerian men and how they treat South African women. Oh, Nigerian men are better in
But most of these narratives are driven by their own people.
But I'm coming. But let me land. But let me land. But see how that affected the xenophobic instance between Nigerians and South Africans all those many years ago. It was because of little things like this that build up to that combustion.
So what would you say the solution is?
Responsibility.
Okay, so to what extent?
To the
Being
extent
responsible and respectful to another country.
Wait, now to what extent should we be responsible?
Well,
she's asking
on
me.
social media.
I know you got me, but let me answer. I know you got me, girl. Thank you very much, Titi. You're on my side today. To what extent? To the extent that you note that my expression has an influence on a certain group of people, negatively or positively. It might get a few LOLs and laugh my bum off and stuff like that. However, what is it doing to the other parties? Is it making them feel
What should I do?
a certain sense responsibility?
There were a lot of
Now express your responsibility in actions. What should I do? Should I tweet and then at the end put hashtag joke?
Perhaps. I don't know if that is going to help. I don't know.
So there are so
I want to hear Titi now.
No, I'm even thinking from even from an advertising standpoint. When you have
That
big
should be regulated.
brands of cola go against each other all the time. Telecommunications brands go against themselves all the time. But they do it in a very civil way.
Yeah.
It's very stylish and responsible.
Can I remind you of the one between the red brand and the yellow brand? When the red brand attained a certain number of people, the yellow brand said to them, "You're welcome," meaning that we'll be here since you guys are just starting. It was friendly. It wasn't like as if we're going to roast you as you're just joining us on the 4th floor.
So now, this issue of cyberbullying then trickles down. It trickles down to a lot of people who are looking up to brands, corporate entities with their own small businesses. So what do the small business owners now do to sort of step up their visibility? Do they now call out other people in the same field and start doing that to them too?
Yeah.
You know, you have to see it as setting an example, and it wasn't a very good example to set.
No.
They got the clicks they were looking for, fine, all well and good. But after that, do I respect the brand more? probably not.
I definitely, as I said before, I'm not up for aggression and aggressive, I mean, roasting. Roasting is aggressive anyway, you won't see it anyways. But then again, I'm not up for it, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'll say, let's not take the fun
Out
and
of it.
the lightheartedness of it. And the
I agree,
truth of the
though.
issue is, no matter how careful you want to be, there will still be people that will take it out of context and still carry it to extreme. Now, those people, should they be penalized? Of course. Should they probably, I don't know, go, but my point is, if I'm here cracking jokes with Mazzino and then people are watching, people that love me and people that love him are watching and seeing the manner in which we're cracking the jokes, they know it's joke, they know it's friendly. However, there's still that one person and
that will take it on their head.
So that's my point. So fine, responsibility is necessary, but at the same time,
What?
Okay.
So some people do take, take it too seriously.
All right.
and I love.
But
and
I'm
I
just
love to
all
see-
for.
I love to see brands creative.
It's
and
creative.
have this kind of fun. It's not every time that it's serious.
Walk.
And
I agree.
that's what creativity
I hope that
is
person is
going
getting
to.
paid well.
I
To
agree
be
with
honest,
you.
that's where creativity is going to. Your ability to literally cash and milk the situation however best. However, not to the detriment of other
Any
people.
party. Yeah.
of
I
other
agree with you.
parties. So,
We all have great points. I'm just saying a little bit more responsibility. That's all. To my 100,000 Mazimbians, please, Winfrey's ears are the best kind of ears you could
your
ever
business.
find any place. Please, can you talk to your,
That's it.
what do they call it?
Wow.
Pageant girls.
Wow.
Whenever we see Mazzino, we're dragging.
So, you know what? Let's hear your thoughts on this as well. Your opinions matter to us. Use our hashtag WakeupNigeria on TVC and tag us. That's WakeupNigeria TVCE on Instagram. We would love to hear from you.
Go Mazimbians! In any case, let's get serious and do the papers. And that would be the headlines you'll be meeting each time or whenever you decide to pick up a daily this morning. I've got Titi joining me. Thank you very much, Titi. Grand.
For having me.
So together, let's begin. Do you want to start off, ladies? First, they say.
After men this time.
All right, cool, no problem. I'll take it. I'm very, very confident with my sexuality. Vanguard newspaper this morning's got this headline here. Uncertainty rules currency markets as external reserves rise. Volume of dollars tracked down to 3% to $2.14 billion, while sudden massive crash of Naira, analysts tell, and warn of further depreciation, adverse impact on economy. Now, for anybody who deals in Forex or who's had the experience lately to deal in Forex, it has been a nightmare. Currently standing somewhere around 1,400 or 1,500 Naira per dollar.
Yeah.
If you have to rely on exchange to actually do your business, you can imagine what's happening. Along with that, there's also been an increase in the cost of clearing goods at the port. There is so much that's happening currently that is to the adverse of serving as adversity to anybody who's doing business in Nigeria, whether it has to do with exports or imports.
So
I still think that there's something that's lacking. It's simple. It's an explanation, a very direct and accurate explanation to why Nigeria, why the Naira especially, is where it is right now. I don't know. I don't have those answers, unfortunately.
hopefully they will surface eventually.
Yeah.
But it is, the word that's used here on the Vanguard is uncertainty.
Yeah.
It's just not certain what to do next. A lot of business owners are complaining that they don't even know if they've made profit in the past 1 year. They can't even tell anymore unless they do some really crazy accounting and calculations before they even figure out whether they're even just on the line, whether they're surviving or thriving. But I feel like there's going to be a plateau at some point. I feel like there is going to be a table that we will not, sorry, a roof that we will not go past. And eventually everything will level out.
At a cost, however, at a cost.
Some people are, I feel like some businesses are going to just have to review and reevaluate what sort of business they're doing and change.
I'm sure we're going to touch on this the more headlines we take. Real quick.
Still on the Vanguard?
I'm going to move on from the Vanguard after telling about this one. Blackout power grid collapses again, first in 2024. Let's have your other paper, please. Moving on to which one?
I have with me the Punch newspaper. It says here, fundraising for ransom persists on the kidnapping epidemic here. Ekiti pupils' families pay 15 million naira. Victims, relatives, friends, neighbors raised ransom. School driver killed, according to the proprietor Kidnappers slash slain Kwara monarch's widow's ransom to 40 million. Suspect arrested. It also says here power generation crashes to 59 megawatts as the grid collapses again. NSCDC trains vigilantes to secure 821,000 vulnerable schools. And 10 hospitalized as police gulp, or rather cult groups clash in Lagos schools. It says, I'm going to go back to the issue of power generation. Now, there was an interesting post I saw online. I wasn't sure of the accuracy of it, but the platform that posted it had to do with finance. They were talking about, it had to do with science. And they were talking about the amount of power being generated by other countries in Asia, in the US. And in comparison to the amount of power that's being generated in West Africa, it is just a drop in the pond. And we're still struggling to make that drop in the pond even happen. And there has to be something we can do to...
Over the weekend, Nigerian output went down to guess how many?
I can't even...
0.
Wow.
An absolute 0
wow.
megawatt production over the weekend. Well,
wow. 0?
It's incredible for such a sovereignty as Nigeria to actually have no power across. That's very
There has to be
sad.
something we can do. There's wind, there's water, there's solar. We have to figure out something.
You'd figure these out when you are able to... If you want power generation... Somebody's talking about power generation being done in silos. However, if you create the effective environment for these companies to be able to set up these kinds of power generation facilities, even as individuals, whether it's wind or whether it's solar and all, they cost money. Now, the money is also dependent on export, FX as well. Do you know how much a solar panel costs today? You don't want to know. It's alarming. Let's move on now to the Nation newspaper. We might revisit some of those headlines. 0 megawatts, like I said, to discos, cripples homes and businesses across Nigeria. Ministry firms disagree on cause of failure. They don't know. Minister in frantic meetings. What's happening, Nigeria? At the top of the nation, how kidnappers exploit financial system loopholes. Now, a very interesting story I read up on this weekend was the fact that these kidnappers are also being tracked using accounts. Since these monies have to be paid into accounts, they are actually being tracked. Now, a very quick story. I'm going to be very quick with this. Now, it so happened that a gentleman walked into a store, made an order, said he'll come back the next day to pick up. He paid overnight for his order, came back the next day, but refused to take the goods. Instead, he said something of an emergent situation. An emergency just came up and he'd need the money back.
Wow.
Now, he was expecting to be paid his 5.5 million back, but the owner of the store said to him that, no, I will pay only back to the account that sent it in, so let me have that account. This caused a bit of a bicker between the two of them, and the customer vexfully left. 2 weeks later, he's arrested. He's taken to Abuja, and they ask him, how did this money enter your account? He had already, however, made reports to the police that this man came and vanished, put 5.5 million in my account. Now, when he did that, he didn't know he was saving his own backside because upon interrogation, I've even made a report to the police station, and that was all that saved him. So what they're doing is going about using unsuspecting individuals as their funnel for collection of these funds from victims or victims' families and all. So be careful out there. Don't just give your account number to anybody or everybody. And if that kind of a thing happens, reroute it back the same way and make a report. It's very, very important. It was a very eye-opening story.
Oh, goodness me.
On that one.
Scary thought, you know, that you can't even trust money coming into your account, talk less of paying into certain accounts as well.
We have one last paper, don't we? The
We
Daily
do.
Trust.
We have the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. It says here, teenager killed as customs officials chase smugglers. It also says here, Atiku presidency clash again over Tinubu's economic policies. How villagers hid guns after we killed terrorists, according to defense chief. On Play 2, concerns over PDP chieftain's threats to INEC commissioner. CBN investigators passed stalks Tinubu's assignment. And there is a photo story here. I can't see the inscription at the bottom, I'm afraid. I need my glasses. But I will move on to this one beneath the masthead here. It says, darkness in major cities as National Grid collapses. Nigeria fails to meet all production target in 10 years. That's what we have on the cover of the Daily Trust.
And indeed, that's as much as we can take for the dailies this morning. Thank you very much for joining us. If you have any opinion about any of the topics, you might want to leave it under our post for X or maybe even on YouTube. Would like to see what you have to say. Use the hashtag WakeupNigeria on TVC. There's plenty more coming your way for a Monday morning. Do stay tuned. As we move on now to the kitchen where Winfrey is ready with our new chef for Wake Up Nigeria. Winfrey, what are we having for breakfast this morning?
We're having something very interesting. Hi, guys, and welcome back into the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen, all right? I have here with me for the very first time Chef Bumi Adesanya, popularly known as Chef BB. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Good morning.
All right, it's good to have you here. How does it feel being on Wake Up Nigeria?
Awesome.
It's
a
awesome, right?
Great honor to be here.
Oh, nice. Definitely an honor having you here as well. So I like the way you just arranged it. Do you have OCD? You do have
I do.
I love her arrangement. You see, we recognize ourselves. So tell me, what are we making this morning?
Okay, we're making shrimp periwinkle soup,
Oh, okay.
served with toasted wheat bread and pickled veggies.
All right. There's some continental
Continental
stuff.
Afro fusion.
Afro. Well, started again now. Events Kitchen Afro Fusion. All right, no problem. Okay, so tell me, what ingredients do we need first of all for the shrimp periwinkle soup?
So we need the shrimp and then the periwinkle,
All right.
coconut milk, and then the herbs.
Okay, what herbs particularly?
So I have bay leaf here. I have cumin. I have dried basil.
Okay.
And I have the Himalayan pink salt.
Pink salt. Awesome. All right, that's all. All right, so what do we need? What else are we making?
We're making the pickled
veggies. All
veggies.
right, so now for pickled veggies, what do we need?
We need the vinegar.
Okay.
We need the vegetables here.
All right. Tell us the vegetables one by one.
Okay, we have cabbage, we have sweet pepper, capsicum.
Yeah.
We have the red, yellow, and the green. We have the carrots.
Okay.
We have tomatoes.
All
We
right.
have cucumber. We have your
Pepper.
scotch bunny
Yeah.
and onions.
And the onions. All right, so
And
that's
then we also have olive oil for the wheat bread.
with the bread.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
going to be toasted.
Okay, the bread is going to be toasted.
Yes,
All
it's
right.
toasted wheat bread.
Toasted with bread. Awesome. So now tell me, what is the process for making our shrimp? What should you? Shrimp
Periwinkle.
periwinkle sauce. What is the process? What are we starting
First
with?
of all, you steam your periwinkle for about 2-3 minutes.
All right.
You shouldn't steam it for too
Too long. Yes.
not to become tough. And then you blend with the coconut milk.
You blend.
Yes. You
Ooh.
blend
Okay.
the
Okay.
coconut milk. And then you sieve it so you can get a smooth consistency.
All right.
And after that, you transfer it to the heat and reduce it to the perfect consistency you want.
All right. What's the consistency meant to be like?
Like a runny consistency.
All right.
It's a soup.
Okay. So what else do we do after that?
After that, we put in our herbs while it's on fire. And then we leave that and attend to the bread.
Okay. Okay.
Start toasting the bread. We're going to add a little bit of basil to the olive oil.
All right.
And you toast it on the pan.
We toast it on the pan.
Pan, yes.
Okay, so let me hold you up for a bit there. So now, if you're just joining us, or you want to actually replicate this recipe at home, you have the recipe, the ingredients on your screen. So we have shrimp periwinkle soup served with toasted wheat bread and pickled veggies, and the ingredients are periwinkle, shrimp, coconut milk with bread, cucumber, cabbage, carrots, fresh thyme, onions, black pepper, chili flakes, olive oil, and some salt. So now back to what you were saying.
Okay. So now we're going to substitute the chili flakes for this.
Okay, okay.
Yes, we're
okay.
substituting there with the.
For that as African fusion.
Yeah, that's the African fusion,
All right.
yes.
Awesome. All right.
And then we go ahead to cut up our vegetables into bite size, and then
Okay.
we soak it in the vinegar and salt water for about 5 to 10 minutes.
All right, why do
depending
we
on-
do that?
We do it to remove any form of bacteria on it.
All right.
It can actually be edible.
Edible.
Soft.
Oh, okay, great, great. So after that, what do we do?
After that, we plate.
We plate.
It's a
Okay.
very simple process.
Okay, so the vegetables are coming in like a salad?
Yes, like a salad. Yes.
Oh, so like a salad.
Salad,
All
yes.
right. So after this, you didn't talk about adding the shrimp. When do we add the shrimp?
Oh, we're adding the shrimp while we're heating, while we're reducing this. It's
Reducing
just at
this.
the end of
At the end of it.
That's when
Okay.
we're adding the shrimp.
And we just, I mean, it seems pretty straightforward.
Straightforward and very
right.
easy.
So where does the onion, the pepper, and tomato, where do they go in?
They also go into the pickled veggies.
The pickled veg. So it's a.
But it's an alternative. Some people don't like tomatoes.
Yes,
and
in your
remove the
salad.
tomatoes.
Oh,
Some people
okay.
don't like onions.
Onions,
so
yeah.
It's just...
Oh, amazing. Chef Bibi, I have a special question for you.
All right.
Have you ever made antelope pepper soup before?
I haven't, but it's something I'm willing to try.
It's something you're willing to try.
I'm willing to try.
Awesome. I hope to witness it with you. Whenever you get to try, just let me know. I'll pull up.
But I think there's antelope bushmeat, right?
No, that one.
If you can eat the bushmeat, then you should be able to use it to do anything.
Pepper soup, of course.
Yes,
So
pepper
different-
soup, whatever,
we're even
yes.
Trying different recipes these days with antelope meat. So yes. So tell me, what's happening there?
So we have the blended periwinkle and coconut milk on fire with a little Scotch bonnet.
Scotch bonnet, okay.
Yes, and olive oil. I've
And
added
olive oil.
all the spices inside.
All right.
I've added a little bit of salt, so we just want to reduce it down to a perfect consistency.
All right.
And also here I have the pickled veggies. I've added the salt and the vinegar into it, and we're just waiting for it to get soft.
All right, amazing. So if you're just joining us, we're here making our periwinkle shrimp soup. Of course, with some African fusion. That is the Scotch bonnet that's
Scotch bonnet.
inside.
The periwinkle is actually African.
It is. Oh, yeah, that's true. But it's seafood. But yeah, it's actually African. So amazing.
This is
so
the versatile one from
this is the
but
yeah.
periwinkle is actually
Okay, so
African.
now we have that already blended, right? Periwinkle
Yes.
blended with coconut milk.
Coconut
What
milk.
recipe is this? Like, where's it from?
I just created it.
You just created it.
I just created
Amazing. All right. And so that's on the fire. We blended the coconut milk with the periwinkle. We have that in the pot already. It's cooking up. And we're going to leave it for a few minutes.
A few minutes,
How many
yes.
minutes?
The next 2 minutes, it should
2
be ready.
minutes, it should
Yes.
be ready. All right. And then, of course, in this bowl, you can see all the veggies from earlier. We have the carrots. We have the cucumbers. We have the cabbage. We have the bell peppers in red, green, and yellow colors. We have onion there as well. And I think we have tomatoes.
No, I didn't add tomatoes.
Okay, tomatoes are not
I
here.
told you it was optional.
Yeah, it's optional. If you want to, you definitely can try that out. And of course, we still have our olive oil and our basil
There's basil in the olive oil.
in the
I'm
olive
going to
oil
use it to rub.
for the bread.
The bread.
Okay,
Toast
and
it.
then toast it directly on the fire. Amazing. So now tell me, I mean, right there on the screen, you have your ingredients, of course, for the shrimp periwinkle soup, served with toasted bread, toasted whipped bread with pickled veggies. We have periwinkle, we have shrimp, we have coconut milk, we have whipped bread, cucumber, carrots, cabbage, fresh thyme, onions, black peppers, chili flakes. In this case, we're using atarodo.
Atarodo, yes.
Olive oil, and of course, some salt. All right, amazing. So tell me, Chef Bibi, what is it about cooking that you love?
I've always loved cooking. For me, it's a kind of stress relief.
Can you imagine?
I cook more when I'm angry.
Really? You cook more when you're upset?
And I'm upset.
All right,
seriously.
and how does that come out? Does it come out well?
It does.
If I cook when I'm upset, there'll be too much pepper.
No,
Or the food will
no.
burn.
It comes out
Or
well.
something. It comes out really well.
It comes out really, really
When
well.
did you realize that you had a thing for cooking?
Growing when I was much younger,
Okay.
I used to do this miniature kitchen with tin tomatoes, containers,
Yeah.
containers
Yeah.
growing up using all the leaf we see around. And
To
from
cook.
then, I knew I was going to end up being a chef.
Are you serious? Amazing. How's that journey been so far?
It's been wonderful so far.
Okay, so when you think about yourself 5-10 years from now, what would you say that desire and that goal is for you?
Life is dynamic. I don't know where I'll be in the next 5
Yes,
years,
but what
I'm
would you
hoping,
like to be?
I'm hoping to be a big-time chef.
Okay. When you say big time, what's the definition of big time for you?
More of a healthy living chef.
Okay.
'Cause I'm all about the healthy living, eating healthy, using food as a form of healing.
Okay.
It's healing through food.
All right. Okay.
So in 10 years, I see myself having expanded, having developed myself more,
All right.
and maybe discover some few things as well.
Okay. So when you say, healthy chef, would you be thinking local dishes or more intercontinental?
Local, intercontinental fusion, everything.
And
yes.
everything. Okay. You're creating recipes already, and definitely that is because I always sit to wonder. I'm like, these things we eat, how did they come up? How did
But
they
you just
come up?
sat down and thought of it.
Actually, someone actually just sat down and thought about it, and
I
actually
just
decided
thought,
to
okay,
bring it to
some
life.
people don't really like periwinkle. I don't like seeing periwinkle like that in my food. So this is a good way of incorporating it into my meal. So I don't see it, but it's there.
But it's there,
Yes.
right? It's just really interesting because I'll never think of eating periwinkle with bread. Because
Trust me, you would enjoy it.
oh wow, okay, interesting. I guess we learn every day. Because you think of periwinkle, you think of soup now.
I think
Or
of soup,
ekpankukwo
yes, that
or
kind of
something,
thing,
yeah.
yes.
So this with bread, that's definitely new. Amazing. So now, what would you say? I think with the advent of social media, we have a whole lot of internet chefs, right? Cooking all manner of things. The other day I was watching somebody make amala. She added pap into it, and I'm like,
Are you for real?
she said it to make it more fluffy and more silky. I'm like, I don't understand why. You're making amala, you're adding pap.
It's possible.
So what would you say is the strange recipe that you've seen? Let's say the strangest recipe you've actually seen.
I can't think of any right now, but most recipes are actually strange.
Yeah, actually
depending
strange.
on your palate.
Depending on your palate, true.
Depending on your palate,
the outcome
yes.
of it,
and
right?
the outcome of it.
True. Amazing. All right, thank you so
I'm
much.
sure if you give a white man this, it will be
Yeah.
strange, but I'm sure some will still be willing to try it. So
Definitely.
it all depends on the palate at the end of the day.
All right, amazing. Well done, chef. Of course, our wheat bread is being coated now with some olive oil and some basil. And yeah, very soon. Oh yeah, you're coming around ready already. All right, now it is the top of the hour, and we definitely have to go on a quick break right now and start all over from the top in case you're just waking up. All right, so we'll go on a quick break, and when we come back, Wake Up Nigeria continues. Do stay with us.
It's good, it's grand, fantastic. Welcome. Another hour here for Wake Up Nigeria. We said leave it where it was, but no. Listen.
It's a Monday mood.
A Monday, exactly.
Everybody's
And
trying to get everything set.
listen, like we say, for a Monday, make sure you're starting off with us and make sure that you're not putting off anything up until the very next day, because that's our own motto for February. Keep it so. That's all we ask. Welcome once again to another hour for Wake Up Nigeria, the second one for a Monday.
Hopefully we've set you up nicely to take on this week with our first hour, and we hope to cement that resolve. And we hope you accomplish everything with whatever potentials the week holds.
Absolutely. So, hey, get ready, folks, because we are going to be blasting off into a world of adventure, inspiration, great content, great inspirational content coming up this next 1 hour. Of course, inside the kitchen, it's still going on in there. We can smell those beautiful aromas hitting us in the face, Winfrey.
We have Chef Bibi here, and she's definitely cooking up a storm. Nice, easy whipped bread with some shrimp and periwinkle soup and some pickled veggies. Yeah, we're almost done. We're literally
Almost done, yes.
Yeah,
I'm distracted with the scents and also that bowl with plenty of fruits in it. It's
Yeah,
very,
is that fruit or vegetables? Looks
Yeah,
like
vegetables.
vegetables.
With salad.
Very colorful
Yes.
and chunky and looks so crunchy in there. Oh my goodness. Refreshing for
Looks like a baby's plaything. Looks like little tiny little
Yeah.
toys and stuff.
When you
Put
get
them in
fresh
the mouth.
vegetables, they're supposed to look that color. Yeah.
It's all good. Hopefully it's going to be memorable for you guys this next 1 hour. Plenty of laughter coming your way as well. So fasten your seatbelts and get ready to soar with us as we go on this beautiful less than 1 hour journey for the rest of Wake Up Nigeria.
For our international viewers, people on the go, keep that energy burning via our mobile app.
Yes,
it's
indeed.
available for Google Play and iOS. And if you're right here in Nigeria, you can watch it on GOTV channel 16 or UHF channel 49.
It's also the option for StarTimes, that's 1-to-1. And make sure you're connecting with us across all our social media platforms. On YouTube is at TVC Entertainment to stay in the loop. And make sure you have that notification bell rung so that you can get all the content as we hit you with them each time. There's also X, where we're live on right now, as well as YouTube. So make sure that you are taking advantage of all the opportunities to follow the show as we go.
Now, together, we're going to make today a Monday too. Remember, make sure you sit back, relax as everything unfolds. And hey, let's tell them what we still have left on the show, shall we?
Yes, indeed. So we're done telling you about the AFCON now, haven't we?
Yeah.
So moving on now, we're going to be having a very interesting performer come our way. His name is Don P. That's Odion Peters from Edo State. He'll be gracing our stage with a performance of one of his works, and you get to see what a talent this young gentleman is.
The amazing Fola Daniels Adelesi, CEO at Edible Pen Training and Development Limited, is going to be right here for motivation. He's an international keynote speaker, author, trainer, facilitator, and so much more. He holds a very large audience spellbound at big gatherings, and he's been holding our audiences right here on Wake Up Nigeria spellbound for quite a while. We are having an interesting conversation with him later on motivation. You do not want to miss it.
And then wrapping up things for us here on the show today will be very interesting young lady, Tayo Kimberly Adejimo. She's taken the world of property development, property management, and also premium realty by storm. She tells us about her experience today and also how we can take advantage of this sector as individuals looking to go out there and make more money for ourselves. Oh, that is beautiful.
That looks really good.
I like the mirrors. Narcissistic.
That was
but I like
a nice green.
Interior.
So if there is one thing I want, if there's one thing I want in my house, the house I am building, I am looking forward to having a cinema. Yeah. Hopefully, by God's grace, a cinema room with all those. Did you see that cinema room setup she had? Just set up a room.
Interior decor is something that actually
One
has
wall.
a, you know, your personality goes with whatever kind of interior decoration you actually like. And I was taken aback when I found out what mine was. Mirrors? I love mirrors.
Okay.
I've never seen, yeah, I saw what you did there. I've never seen a bedpost have that many mirrors before. And once I saw it, loved it. But there's something they say about when you like mirrors.
No,
Enter
no.
Winfrey.
No, it's not about
said
what
it
they
all.
say.
No, I want to hear Winfrey. I want to hear about mirrors now. What is it about mirrors?
You said it now.
Tell me now.
Why would you just like mirrors?
Why would you like mirrors?
Why would you just like mirrors?
It's not what you think.
What is it?
You tell me what you think.
what-
first.
I'm going to talk about the where you want the mirrors. Do you want them on your staircase?
I want
Do you
them
in your
everywhere.
parlor?
He wants them everywhere.
I want
He
them
wants them in
wants
the
to wake up looking in the mirror.
He wants them in the bedroom.
I wonder what's
In the
There's a
bedroom
reason
as well.
for that.
He wants them everywhere.
So mirrors make your living space
look bigger.
Larger.
look bigger.
But it doesn't has nothing to do with you, Mazina.
It really has nothing. That's the point. It has nothing to do with me. It's just that it expands the space.
So they say that people that like mirrors are people that like to see themselves.
Aha. So
If you
it's-
do
it's
not
the form
like
of
to
worship.
see yourself, you probably do not like mirrors. So you
wants to
like,
exalt himself.
admiring what God has created, you know?
That-
God
like-
made you look good.
Like
you know?
I said, it's not about me. It's
not
all
about you,
about
it's about
the
who?
space. I want the space
space.
bigger.
Why?
Bigger is better. Mirrors
there-
everywhere.
There are
work.
some mirrors that make things look smaller, though. You know, there's convex mirrors, concave
Those are
mirrors.
shaving mirrors.
If there's a space, but you face the mirrors to the wall.
Yeah.
Makes the wall, makes the space look bigger.
I don't mind taking a look at myself every single morning
Yeah.
in my birthday suit in any case. And
Aw.
I'm sure that, hey, my advice to everyone is
graphic
admire
mind.
yourself while you're young because it will all get flabby eventually. And you're welcome. It's time for the news the second time around for Wake Up Nigeria for a Monday. We begin with the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Agbetokun. He has ordered the reactivation of police smart force database system as part of efforts to digitalize the Nigerian police force. The force pro, Mr. Olumuyiwa Adejobi, said the reactivation of the database system will ensure all officers have their details captured to ease administrative bottlenecks, create ease in tracking postings, and issue radio frequency identification cards for personnel identification. The Inspector General of Police also ordered immediate commencement of the digitalization process across all commands and formations of the force and charged all officers to enroll for the process. And the first Yobe State civilian governor and former Senator Bukar Ibrahim has died while receiving treatment for prostrate illness, or rather protracted illness, in Saudi Arabia. Governor of Yobe State, Maimala Buni, who confirmed the death of the former governor, said he would be buried in Saudi Arabia. Governor Buni has further directed all other aspects of the funeral and condolences to be taken over by the state government to accord Bukar Ibrahim a state burial and honor. And now President Bola Tinubu has condoled with the people and government of Namibia over the death of President Hage Geingob. Now, in a statement issued by his special advisor on media and publicity, Ajirin Galale, President Tinubu described President Geingob as a veteran of the struggle for democracy who died at a time the African continent needs more visionary leaders who believe in its common destiny. President Tinubu assured the Republic that his thoughts and prayers and those of Nigerians are with them. The statement read, President Tinubu mourns the painful loss of the veteran in the struggle for democracy, proponent of good governance and advocate of economic, social and political solidarity among African people. President Geingob died of cancer at the age of 82. And the United States is planning more retaliatory action in its response to the attack in Jordan, which killed 3 U.S. troops last week. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan says Friday's strike on Iran-backed targets in Iraq and Syria is just the beginning, and it cannot rule out direct military strikes on Iran itself. The U.S. accused Iran of having its fingerprints on the attack on the U.S. base in Jordan and said the drone was Iranian-made. Houthi officials believe United States raid in Syria, Iraq and Yemen will unite people against the American colonial presence in the region. Thank you very much. It's still the second hour, the start of which we'll be having plenty coming your way. Stay tuned.
Very interesting performance there, I must say. I did not see that coming. Anyways, moving quickly on. We have motivation right now, and Fola Daniel Adelesi, CEO of Edible Pen Training and Development Limited, is here right now. He is an international keynote speaker, training facilitator, and communications professional. A highly engaging training facilitator who holds his large audience spellbound when speaking at gatherings. Welcome to Wake Up Nigeria.
Pleasure to be here again.
It's definitely amazing having you here. Now, as we were having a conversation earlier, I was telling you about how I do have a love for public speaking. I mean, I love it when I sit and watch people literally speak with so much power and purpose, and I captivate an entire audience. So now tell me about your journey, before we go into our topic, of course, about your journey.
Okay, so for me, as a child, you know, I was the kind of child that everybody had to tell, you've spoken enough, just be quiet. Can't you just keep quiet? You know, that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So I was like that growing up, and then the beginning of public speaking for me was, I was in children's, you know, debate team and church and stuff like that. So they were using someone else for a debate, and the person kept messing up. And the pastors were felt, why don't you, let's just give him a trial. They weren't sure if I could deliver, and they gave me a slot and I killed it.
You killed it.
So they had to beg my dad, please, can you bring him back early from school? There's this debate, he needs to be a part of it. And ever since, I've been standing in front of, there's just something that makes it natural for me to stand in front of crowd and just talk to them. But naturally, for people, I tell them, it makes it easier if there's something you're passionate about that you're talking about.
Yes.
So if you want to do public speaking, look for something that interests you, something that also annoys you. It's either way.
True.
It's either interesting you
something
to
you're
you.
irritated by.
Yes.
Yeah.
So either of them, you can pick it up and then start talking about them.
Amazing. That sounds really good. So now for you, it came naturally.
Yes,
you were
it
a kid that always wanted to speak and all of that. How about the people like us who were totally shy? I would never go for debates, never. Even somebody to spell in front of my class, I wouldn't do that. So for people like that, would you say, okay, is that a sign that, okay, maybe you shouldn't be in this field?
No. You can leverage being shy. I've seen introverts take on public speaking, and when they're on stage, I'm also blown away by how they use their reserved nature to control the audience. It's a technique. You know, I can get on stage, use all the energy, shout, be all over the place, and everybody's wowed. But you can also get on stage. You know, there's a power of silence. I can say, are you aware that there's power in being silent? And then I stand back. If you know Richard Dyer Johnson, who used to be here and stuff like that, he wasn't a loud speaker, but he was an amazing, very quintessential public speaker. That you're not out there, you're not an extrovert, doesn't mean that you're not going to be a great public speaker.
Amazing. Okay, let's not get carried away, because I can have this conversation with you for the rest of the day. So today for Motivation, we're here to talk about the power of affirmation. I think this is actually one that is very interesting and necessary, considering the fact, I mean, still the beginning of the year. I mean, it's February and all of that. And a lot of people are like going into New Year, they have new goals, and they are looking for things and ways and methods to actually achieve those goals. And we've heard about affirmations in the past. So now, first of all, let's start by the definition.
So the first thing, when we talk about affirmation, we're talking about what you say or reinforce to yourself. There are things that other people are saying to you, but it has a whole different meaning when you say it to yourself. In fact, psychologists believe that what you say to yourself sounds different when you say it to yourself, even if you've heard it repeatedly from other people. So affirmation is simply saying something to yourself and believing that as you say it, you will eventually say it. The science behind affirmation is that you can speak to your brain. And when you speak to your brain, it either shuts down or gets to work. A few examples of things that I've seen. There are times when I say to myself, okay, I want to get this thing done. How do I get it done? Or I need something like this to happen for me. And from the moment I say it, whether consciously looking or not, I just realize that maybe a few days later, a few weeks later, I just start seeing things pop up, maybe on the internet, or somebody just has a conversation, and it's exactly what I was looking for. But before I said I wanted to have it, I never saw it. So if you keep saying things to yourself, your brain gets to work. So if you say to yourself, I'm good, I'm better, it can only get better from here. Nothing gets worse. Nothing dies in my hands. Everything works. You see, initially you may not see the results, but over time you begin to see. In fact, are you aware that even plants, when we talk to them, they either die or live? Yes.
Okay.
Somebody did an experiment and had a plant A and a plant B, put them on the table and spoke affirmatively towards plant A, then looked at plant B and began to curse plant B. After a few weeks, what happened was that plant A began to blossom and plant B began to wither.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You remember there's this popular story in the Bible about Jacob putting a striped stick in front of animals. How do you explain the fact that they produced what they saw? It was a part of affirmation.
Okay.
So there's the verbal affirmation, there's also the non-verbal affirmation. The things you see around you is a way of affirming something to yourself.
Okay.
And the things you say repeatedly is a more important way of affirming. So if somebody says you're not good enough, and you keep saying to yourself, no, that's just you, that's just what you think, I am good enough, you realize that you will go all the way to do those things or excel at those things that they told you that you're not good enough at.
Okay.
So it's just so important that we must leverage the power of affirmation.
All right. I mean, affirmations, I think over the years, have been proven to literally do amazing things and help people achieve great stuff. Now, I'm sure there's someone sitting down in the house now watching this and is thinking, okay, so I can just sit down in my house now. Every day I'll just be affirming, $1 billion, $1 billion. But sitting down in the house, just sitting down in the house. So how would you say it will work in that regard?
So the first thing is that you are affirming something that you're working at.
Okay.
You're not affirming something that you're wishing for. So affirmation is a complementary role towards your execution.
Okay.
The question is, what have you designed to execute? What are you trying to make happen for yourself? So if you're trying to get a job, when we say affirmation, you realize that it's just something to spur you on. Somebody says, no, you're not good enough for the job. But you're going for that interview and say, no, I'm good enough for the job. Okay, so I'm the best person for the role.
So the affirmation is coming on as a form of, shall I say, accessory to already
encouragement,
actions that are being put in place.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it's not that you just sit somewhere.
Not doing anything.
No. That's not how it works. So take, for example, you're about to do a project. You say, I can pull through. I'm good at it. I'm built for this. I'm wired for this. It doesn't matter what the circumstances are. I'm going to make it happen. Take, for example, you have a child who is having difficulties academically and say, no, you're not built to fail. You're built differently. You can do it. All the other people who are succeeding don't have two heads. You have one head just like them. You can do better. There's nothing that makes them, superhuman. You can do it. I remember even watching an interview just a few days back, and this was somebody who even had cerebral palsy. And the mother would say to this girl, look, it's not your head that something is wrong with, it's your legs. So you can use your head, you can do better than those people. Go and compete with them. Nothing is wrong with your head, it's your leg that has issues. So when she heard that repeatedly, guess what? She eventually did very well. She finished school with a distinction.
Wow,
so
amazing.
When you affirm, and you need to affirm yourself, you need to affirm your loved ones. If you have children, you need to use affirmation for them.
I love the fact that you're coming to that, because growing up, in Nigeria especially, we all
Most of us didn't experience
it because our parents were a little bit stressed. Let's use the word stress. And of course, within Nigeria. So I need you to actually emphasize on the importance of affirming kids, especially the younger generation, teaching them that way and showing them how that actually
I'll finish that with a story that I also heard. There was this lady who was looking forward to her father saying to her, wow, you did well, that was amazing. She got home, showed the father the result, and kept trying to get the father's attention to say, look, Dad, I finished school, I did well, and the dad didn't just listen. And from that point, she just went away and became wayward. She tried every vice that you could possibly imagine. Why? Because she was waiting for an affirmation from the father and she never got it. So it's important for parents to affirm their children. And I keep saying that one of the reasons sometimes young girls misbehave is because the affirmation they're looking for from their parents, they didn't get it, but a useless guy gave it to them. he knows what to say. He knows how to leverage their down times.
Yeah.
So that's why they would go more, they'll run into his arms. But that's not what he wants. He wants something else. So let's give our children affirmation. Let's say to them, you're good at it, you're better at it. You know, sometimes African parents generally like to tell you, you didn't do well. But when you do well, they never talk about it.
Very true.
So let's be
Very
intentional
Intentional
about affirmation for our children and for ourselves.
Yes, I think it's really important as well to know how to create the balance, knowing when to discipline and when to affirm.
Absolutely.
Right, because both of them are like two sides of a coin. Thank you so much. It was amazing having this conversation with you. Definitely looking forward to our next conversation next week on motivation.
I look forward to
Thank
it too.
you. All right, and that's it on motivation right here. We need to go on a break now. There's still so much more happening right here. Do stay with us. We'll be right back.
Now we're about to wrap things up. Speaking of wrapping things up, there are certain people you need to make sure a space looks amazing. They literally wrap the space up with things that make you feel joy every time you enter a room. And one of such people is here with us today. Tayo Kimberly Adejimo has taken the world of interiors by storm. She's also into property management and premium realty on another level. But when it comes to lighting and interior decor, I don't think I've seen photos and videos as beautiful as this in a very long time. It's a pleasure to have you in the studio.
Thank you so much. Good morning.
Welcome. Now, you also look a vision. First, I love what you're wearing. It says a lot about someone when they can also package themselves a certain way. When you enter a room, a plain room, someone invites you into a room, what's the first thing you do?
The first thing that comes to your mind is what the room could be.
Okay.
That's what just flushes down your memory. What could be? What can this place transform to? What can happen? So you just have all sort of ideas. Then when you find the person that actually owns the space, it will just finish the remaining category for you of the life and the very soul of the space.
But it's a kind of business that is dependent on so many little things. First of all, finance of the person that wants to change the space. Secondly, the style and sense of style or lack thereof of the person paying for the space. And then also probably even your mood about the place.
True, true. But what that does for us is that once there's, I believe there is something about your budget. Any budget can create anything. It depends on your mindset and what you want to achieve. No matter how much you have, you can proportion it in the best way that will achieve exactly what you want. Because there are different versions of different things. Like in the market, they will say there is 5 different qualities or 10 different qualities. So in whatever quality you can afford, there is a way you can put things together that will make things nice. In fact, just being clean alone is an interior design.
Just plain white walls.
Just plain white walls is a design on its own.
But to gain this kind of experience, you must have gone through a lot of hurdles, a very interesting journey. Do you want to let us in on how it started?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. When I started with short-let apartments.
Okay.
And how I stumbled onto short-let apartments, I lost my neighbor.
Wow.
I did the neighbor's house. He only lived in the house for about 2 months.
Wow.
And he passed away, unfortunately. So the wife was like, she doesn't stay in Nigeria. Can we use this for a short-let? And that was how I started my company.
Wow.
And from short-let apartments, I graduated to doing interior design, because I have to set up these apartments. So the more I set up the apartment, the more I said, I'm a very creative person from time. I love to play with things, to draw, with all sorts. So I'm able to, my creativity came out more from doing interior design. And then from doing interior design, I started looking for lightings, special one, because I don't like everything, every day or common things. I like unique, exclusive, yet affordable, like a treasure find, a pieces, sort of. So that's what I always look for. But unfortunately, I rarely get them.
So you started making lighting?
Yes. So now I start making lightings because shipping is usually so expensive. And I really want to encourage Nigerians to try and use their hands more. Have a farm or a poultry that lays egg, even if it's 10 layers. Just get involved with nature because nature is rewarding. But the more we neglect nature, you just want to buy everything, And it's therapeutic as well, using our hands to do anything at all.
So you obviously sound very hands-on. You're very involved in the entire process.
Yes.
But that can be overwhelming and exhausting and probably even more, should I say, expensive for you because time is money.
Yes.
So when you have huge projects, how do you source for staff? Do you contract these things out? Do you outsource? Or do you have your own team that work close with you?
We actually have a team. Then we have a lot of contractors that we work with.
Okay.
There's something my company is really core belief is partnership.
Okay.
I believe in collaboration. I feel that togetherness takes us there faster. So there's so many companies that we've partnered with currently and in the past.
Okay.
So without all these people like Retofit, Fontos Energy, iFix, these are partners that we've worked with and we currently work with. So anytime we have a huge project, we call all the arms and bodies. We call the head, the shoulder, the neck, the hands, and together we have a very fine body, you know, and we create something nice.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Just looking at some of these designs, this olive green, for instance, that olive green, it just pops.
Yeah.
You know, and I now look at our set here. I'm like, okay, if you look at this set, what would you change about this set?
I'll change a lot of things.
A lot of things?
Yes, because
Like
for me, I think less is more.
Oh, okay.
Just look at you.
Okay.
On you, you only have 2 colors.
Oh, okay.
The emerald green and pearl white.
Yeah.
And your dark hair, your natural skin color, everything just complements, and this is your color. So that is an interior design. Less is more. You don't have a lot going on. So in this place, there's so many things going on at once. So we just need to dial it back down so that each and everybody that comes to this set, their personality can shine. And you can actually see them more. Because that's the essence of this set. Okay. That's what you should do.
Okay. We're hearing you. We're listening. I think we should start paying for consultation.
Yes, exactly. That's one thing Nigerians don't like to pay for.
I was actually going to go there because I've approached an interiors company before, and I said, oh, I have a kitchen I'm trying to do, but they first of all charged me for consultation, and I was like, I can't finish this kitchen without money.
I know.
So how do you find a price point?
Okay, so this is what I do. I always believe that, especially with how tough Nigeria is now, I try to be considerate. And I really like to encourage people to live in better spaces. So it costs me nothing to actually want to help you. However, my time and my ideas, they come from all over the world. In fact, before I clocked 30, I ensured I visited at least 35 countries.
Wow.
So, anytime I go to these places, what I actually look out for is the architectural, their design, the essence of that place. Every place has an essence. Nigeria has its own vibe, like nowhere else. What you feel, the energy, the excitement you feel here, the buzz.
You can't feel it anywhere.
You can't feel it anywhere else. You need a multiple location joined together. That is Nigeria to give you that. You know, so that's
what people are getting. When they have a conversation with you, when you sit down with them, they're not just getting ideas.
They're getting much more.
Okay.
Sometimes I always tell people consultation or therapy is like therapy. Because it kind of brings a part of you that you don't even recognize or realize or pause to check out that we see. You understand? So that is what you get when you consult with us.
Now, I want to talk a little bit about difficult, or should I say challenging clients.
Yes.
I won't call them difficult clients, because every client has what they want. But they have different moods.
Yes.
And managing people when it comes to interior, I feel can be a lot of work.
It can be.
Because what if you have someone who money is not an issue, but they just can't make up their mind?
Yes.
How
so what it is for me, like in life, I feel being upfront about everything saves you a whole lot of issues.
Okay.
So you talking about certain things and anticipating what they could do from experience, you can be proactive in nature in handling them. So by setting certain standards and setting boundaries and putting a timeline on your work.
Okay.
So that is why we do consultation, because this gives us a room to talk to you about the process, about your expectation, about what you could come and do and what will be the consequences for that. So all these things are in the document or in what I need to tell you. So no, don't worry, I don't want consultation, I just know what to do. Just do the kitchen white, do the clinic then. So what you need is not an interior design, you just need a furniture person.
Oh, wow.
So those are two different things, because when you call an interior design or interior decorator, everybody is a different thing. A decorator now just sets up this place. a designer has to plan the piece architecturally.
Yeah.
You also,
You know what? Before, people have to probably credit us for all this information you're giving me
Yes.
right now. But I would love to hear everyone's thoughts about this conversation. It's really great to have you. in
Thank
the
you so
studio.
much.
Please check out our handle. That's Wake Up Nigeria TVCE, or use our hashtag Wake Up Nigeria. Wake Up Nigeria on TVC. Got it. And please, once you use the hashtag, we'll do what we can to respond to your questions and contributions. Thank you so much for joining us on SME today.
thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me.
Kimberly Interiors. I'm going to be checking you out online myself. I will. At this point, I'm sure Winfrey and Mazino are having a swell time with the chef. And when it comes to food and plating, I know this particular chef has it on lockdown. We're going to go and have a taste now. Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, guys. All right. Okay.
Welcome into the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen. It's definitely amazing to have you here, and I love your blouse.
Thank
Literally,
you.
It's like something you picked off your wall.
Thank you.
I mean, we have Chef Bibi here. She's
Hi,
been hard
Chef
at
Bibi.
work putting this together.
It looks
she made
amazing.
For you. Shrimp and periwinkle soup toasted with bread. And of course, pickled veggies. So yeah, we'd love for you
Wow.
to try it out and tell us exactly what you think about it.
Can I show her how this is done? May I?
Oh, yeah.
You take a little piece there,
Yeah.
then you have your sauce.
You stick
Okay.
your sauce.
There's plenty of very rishi on there.
Going on.
Put
Okay.
it on there,
All right then.
and then
Oh, I can feel
Okay.
it. Oh, that's a lot of surprises.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's on
there's
there.
a lot
Alright, great,
inside.
that's it.
Yeah.
Now you
Okay.
can work with me here.
Yeah, I'm
Wow.
with you. Oh, this is so good.
Wow.
Oh my
Good,
God.
doesn't it?
Yeah, like,
It smells amazing.
It does, doesn't it?
woo! This
Okay.
is surprisingly good.
Surprising.
Like, so good.
Maybe that's fantastic.
And this
Thank
is
you
her
so much.
original recipe. So
Wow.
she
Yeah,
curated
obviously,
this.
because
Yeah.
Never
I've
tasted.
not seen this before.
Yeah.
And the taste is such a surprise. And it just wakes up all your
Exactly.
sensations.
While we're saying our goodbyes,
Well
please
done.
do enjoy the vegetables there
Thank
as
you
well.
so much.
Thank you everybody for joining us for
Thank you.
Monday edition. We hope that we put that pep in your step
Yes,
for the week. Don't procrastinate. That's our theme. Make sure you get everything done on the button.
Yes, of course. And don't speak with food in your mouth.
We're going to be back from 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, everyone. Make sure you make the